Welcome into Philadelphia Eagles Now by Chat Sports. I'm Chase Senior. Hope all of you out there are having a fantastic week. On the show today, going to take a look at the top free agents left who the Eagles can still sign with training camp coming up at the end of July. First, though, be sure to hit that subscribe button so that you can stay informed on whenever the Eagles do make a move. We give you year-round daily content on the Birds. We're always here to break it down, so make sure you hit that subscribe button. So let's begin here. These are the most notable names still left on the free agency market. Dalvin Cook, obviously, checking in at number one, the running back formerly of the Minnesota Vikings. I think it's a little bit wild that him and his agent are looking to demand about $10 million per year. I'll guarantee you this, there isn't a team that's going to pay Dalvin Cook $10 million per year. And if that's the case, I'll take a big drink right here on the show. I just don't see how it's going to happen. Now, he has been productive throughout his entire career, been a special running back, especially over the last four, in which he has eclipsed more than 1,000 yards every single season. But the Eagles aren't going to bring in Dalvin Cook. Why? They're set at running back. And some people wanted the Eagles to sign him. I was under the premise that they never needed to. That's my opinion, because I think DeAndre Swift is a special back, younger, cheaper. Kenneth Gainwell was awesome in the playoffs. Rashad Penny, if he's healthy, he can be your 2017 version of LeGarrette Blount, and then Boston Scott, the legendary giant killer. Free agent number 2 is DeAndre Hopkins. We've talked about him here on the program a few times, and I thought it was pretty interesting that Dan Orlovsky had said, look, D-Hop, number one destination in Orlovsky's eyes, the New England Patriots. But he threw out two teams that he should go to if he wants to, one, compete for a ring, and two, play with an elite quarterback. The Philadelphia Eagles and Jalen Hurts, the Baltimore Ravens, and Lamar Jackson. I don't think that Howie's going to budge here. I think D-Hop is going to go somewhere where he can make some dough. There's been some chatter about him potentially signing with the New England Patriots. Keep in mind that we are recording this here on Thursday, June 15th. If any of these players are off the board, don't rip me in the comment section. I'm headed back to Philly for a little vacay. But the last 4 years, D-Hop, obviously a very good player and a jump ball wide receiver who can come down with those 50-50 balls. But like running back, Eagles very set at wide receiver. And this is an Eagles roster in total that has so much depth on this team. And they don't really need a lot of players on this roster because Howie Roseman's done such a good job of constructing it. But I'm of the premise, look, if you can stack up your roster with as many great playmakers as possible, you always got to do it. So you tell me, the Eagles' biggest position of need is what on this team? Canvass the roster. I might say right guard just because Cam Jurgens and Tyler Steen are a little bit unproven. Off-ball linebacker, Nakobe Dean is really only that guy, so linebacker is another position, and then safety as well. That's 3 for me. What do you think? Let me know. Free agent number 3, Yannick Ngakoue. There was buzz a few years ago about him wanting to sign with Philadelphia and the Eagles' interest in him. He had posted a couple of pictures that were Eagles-related on his Instagram story. Reggie White, Brian Dawkins, when he was trying to get out of the dumpster fire that was the Jacksonville Jaguars. Shout out to Dougie P for bringing that team back. Yannick Ngakoue, he's one of the best pass rushers in the NFL. And the fact that he's still unsigned here at the midway point of June kind of blows my mind. Every single year that he's been in the NFL, he's had 8+ sacks, and he's still only 28 years old. And in a league where you have to get after the quarterback and generate a pass rush, that's what he's elite at. Everybody wants to rip him for him not being good against the run. Look, he's elite in one category and arguably one of the most important elements for a football team. And he did hire Drew Rosenhaus to be his agent. But the Eagles, like a lot of these other positions, very good along that defensive line and extremely deep. Eagles' first-string defensive line, Brandon Graham, 11 sacks last year. Fletcher Cox was 7. Josh Sweat had 11. Hassan Reddick, combined in the regular season and in the playoffs, had 18.5. And Jordan Davis going into a big year, too. And then that second-string defensive line, you might be able to flip-flop Janarius Robinson with somebody else. I still am bullish on the ability of Derek Barnett. Just stop committing dumbass penalties. Jalen Carter, Milton Williams, to have those two defensive tackles at depth pieces is wild. And Nolan Smith, he was attending Von Miller's pass rushing academy. Look out for the youngster out of Georgia. To Marcus Peters now. This is actually a signing that I wouldn't hate because I don't think you can ever have enough top-tier cornerbacks in the NFL, just because of how often opposing offenses chuck the ball around the yard. And Peters has been getting it done for a really long time. Been some chatter about the Raiders' interest in Marcus Peters. They certainly have a little bit more interest in him than any other team out there. D-Hop, by the way, and the Patriots have finished a Thursday visit that started early in the morning. It went well into the night. So that's the update there on D-Hop from Trizzy Trace. And Peters, you look at the numbers here, been getting it done for a really long time. Didn't play in 2021, and then limited production in 2022 because of that injury. And then you take a gander at the Eagles secondary here. Like, I do believe this is a very good makeup for your back five. Darius Slay, outside corner. James Bradbury, outside corner in that slot. Avonte Maddox. You have Greedy Williams as a depth piece. Zech McPherson figures to just be getting slot snaps right now. Terrell Edmonds, Reed Blankenship. The jury is kind of out on those players. But because the Eagles are so good on that defensive line, I think it's going to make the back end job a lot easier for these players here on your screen, as well as the guys who are backups. To guard now. This is a signing I could see the Eagles making, because they did kind of, address this position in free agency with Tyler Steen. Cam Jurgens has been a center throughout his entire life, but why did they work out DJ Fluker? I think they worked out DJ Fluker to see what he might be able to bring to the table if the Eagles do struggle at that guard spot. And Dalton Risner has been a really solid player throughout his career. He at least brings experience to any club that he goes to. You pair him up with Jeff Stoutland. I think Stout going to be able to bring the best out of him. His PFF grades, he was 43 out of 69 at that guard spot last year. Overall grade of 60.1. Pass blocking grade, good at 72.2. Run blocking grade, not good, especially in this offense at 53.5. 1 penalty, 2 sacks given up. Keep in mind, though, how bad that Broncos offense was. Jadeveon Clowney checking in at number 6. If the Eagles suffer an injury at defensive end, even at defensive tackle, I could see them flirting with the possibility of Clowney. I do think that Clowney's going to be a guy who is going to sign late in the process. Like, he's done enough in his career, and his body's been through enough where I don't think he's going to partake in a bunch of training camp. He's never fully lived up to the hype or the expectations of being that number 1 pick out of South Carolina when he wrecked that Michigan player way back in the day. But you look at his numbers, he's certainly capable and had 9 sacks only 2 years ago. Justin Houston, the ageless wonder. This guy continues to put forward massive production, and he's become one of the best sack artists in the history of the NFL. Justin Houston's numbers the last 4 years. Last year with Baltimore, he was very, very good. He had 9.5 sacks for Baltimore. A little bit of a down year in 2021 with those 4.5 sacks, but in 2020 had 8. In 2019, he had 11. On the NFL all-time sacks leaders list, I'm looking at it right now, and Justin Houston, he checks in, I believe, in the top 25. So that's really impressive numbers for him to put together that type of career that he's been able to put forward in his entire career. And he's still getting it done at a very old age, but he continues to defy father time with what he's been able to do. He's 39th all-time in sacks. So not quite top 20, but 39th. That's pretty damn good. And then at number 8, can I interest you in Kareem Hunt? This has been a player that I know Eagles fans have been high on for a really, really long time because of the ability to catch the ball out of the backfield and run it. Last year, seldom used just because Nick Chubb has emerged as one of the best backs in the NFL. 123 carries, 468 yards, 210 receiving yards, so he's certainly capable through the air, and an average yards per carry of 3.8 and 4 total touchdowns. I think that Hunt can play. I think he still has some gas left in the tank. I think he's just going to go to a team that is in need for a running back late. Obviously, character concerns there with Kareem Hunt as well. So which of these 8 free agents would you like the Eagles to sign the most? You can let me know down in the comments section right now, and we'll let you know about a great deal here on the show. Thanks to our friends at Fanatics. This Eagles shirt, get geared up like I am right now with this Eagles t-shirt, chatsports.com/EaglesT. That'll take you to the promised land right there. Only $14. That link is down in the comment section and in the description of this video. We'll run through some of your questions as well as your super chats as well. Greg Terrell, this show is the best John out there. Hashtag real one. Greg, thank you so much, my guy. Prayer Man 2009, Fly Eagles fly to the Super Bowl in Las Vegas. Great job, guys. Viva Las Vegas. Beer cheers to both of you, by the way. David Marcella, $10 super chat. What's up, Pocket Rockets? That's hilarious because some people like to call us the Pocket Aces, Chase and Trace. I'm loving the Eagles flag that I won on draft night. It's hanging on my wall. Loving Nakobe Dean's progression. And I think DeAndre Swift is a great addition to the team. Shot time, boys. Cheers for you, David Marcel. And then Greg Terrell with another one. Just because he is a hashtag real one. You are indeed a real one. Everybody watching right now, supporting the show, is also a real one. Past. I also look for Terrell Edmonds to have a great season too. Is Derek Barnett healthy? I think that Edmonds can play well in this defense. Sometimes it's about scheme fit. And as a first-round pick with Pittsburgh, didn't necessarily live up to the billing. But I think that this defense has more talent. And maybe he can be a better scheme fit. I think he can be solid on that back end, especially as a value play. And then Derek Barnett, he was on the sideline during Eagles OTAs, taking part of some workouts, but not like some of the scrimmage stuff. So he tore his ACL week 1, so he's probably going to be on the field for training camp or at least a little bit after. For those of you watching right now, you can meet me on Tuesday. I'm headed to the Philadelphia Phillies game. If you're going, let me know. You can hit me up. Twitter, Instagram, @Chase_Senior. Probably going to be tailgate prior to the game. So if you want to take down some beers with yours truly, make sure you slide in the DMs. Phillies playing the Atlanta Braves on that Tuesday. So appreciate all of you for watching. This has been a Philadelphia Eagles Now masterpiece of a mailbag. The doggy duo right before the buzzer on our live show. Happy birthday to Coach Nick Sirianni. Yes, Coach Nick Sirianni on this Thursday, June 15th, upon this recording. It is his birthday today, an elite coach in the National Football League.